food stamps getting cut, Trump is cutting 43% of the Section 8 housing. Unless you are handicapped, senior citizen, your ass got to pay that rent. Your rent is about to go from $25 to probably $1,200, like a normal human being. If you're an able-bodied person, the hustle is over, my niggas. Trump is putting an end to that shit. And to be quite honest, I'm tired of you niggas living better than me and only paying $20 a month. So whatever. Yo, these niggas be living in 3-story condos, fam. They done rebuilt the projects and let you niggas pay $20 a month. It's over. Listen, they rebuilding projects so that they can take niggas off of Section 8 and people who can pay rent is gonna be able to move in there. Only people that can afford that little $1,200, $1,300. You living in a fucking 3-story condo paying $25. You thought that shit was gonna last forever? Come on now. They're not making life hard. They making that shit fair. It's unfair for anybody to be paying that while other people's out here paying $1,500 to $2,500 a month for rent. You niggas can't get away with it no more. I've always hated it, and I don't give a fuck. Pay taxes, goddammit. Now, if you ever watch my other videos, I told y'all that America is trying to make black people homeless. They been told y'all about Section 8 fucking a year ago. You ain't got it together by the end, I don't know what to tell you. Trying to make niggas homeless, and they about to succeed. You gotta hustle. You gotta get that money up, man. Rent is going up for y'all, man. Bottom line, that free ride is over. I hope y'all stacked up $1 million. For real, for real. You should be a millionaire by now. God damn it.
Listen. Not receiving stamps next month shouldn't make you mad and upset. It should teach you how to budget and save. They're basically telling us, like, this is my opinion. I think they're trying to tell us, like, start utilizing it in the right way. Because, you know, they want to take off the chips and the soda. Like, you know, a lot of people go buy bullshit because the amount of food stamps that they get, or whatever the case may be, but they don't take it serious. I receive food stamps, so that's how I know. I don't been in situations where I had to budget to the next month, whatever, so I understand it. But that's what I get from it. Just learn to budget and save. Get yourself prepared to get off government assistance.
If you use Section 8, pay attention. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, your rental assistance payments under existing contracts are safe for now. The HUD agency confirms that, and quote, funding is available through at least November of 2025, but if the government shutdown continues, families may be getting impacted. But here's what this means for you. Your landlord cannot legally ask you to pay the portion of the government or evict you because of the government shutdown. And yes, you still need to pay your portion of the rent. However, and this is important, the HUD agency warns that if the shutdown extends past November, the new leases renewal, contract expirations, new vouchers issuance might be delayed or paused. So what should you do? Stay in touch with your housing authorities and make sure that you know when your lease and vouchers are expiring. Collect important documentations, either the copy of your lease, your voucher, or any information coming from your housing authorities. Lastly, become familiar with your tenant's rights in case your landlord tries to evict you or raise your rent, citing the shutdown. I'll keep tracking these and will bring you updates if the situation changes. As always, sources are on the caption. Save this, spread the word, and follow them.
I got an email from EBT. I used to get $740 a month for my 2 kids, and we not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I gotta work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They gotta help me feed my fucking kids. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be quitters now. Y'all been helping us all this fucking time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the fuck out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a fucking boss. What the fuck I look like working when the government is here to help? Come on. Y'all send all that money to Iraq, Ukraine. Y'all funding all these wars. But when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to fucking help us? I need my fucking EBT, yo. I need my money, yo. I need my fucking EBT. Stop fucking playing with me, yo.
All right, man. I'm going to talk about what's going on with Section 8 and welfare. Check out the current news playlist and all this stuff. And, you know, the big, beautiful bill getting blamed, the government shutdown getting blamed. And, you know, for what I'm understanding is that the Democrats just want to make sure, you know, the insurance is intact, Obamacare, and the Republicans don't believe everybody should get Obamacare or something like that, right? But my thing is this. The thing about Obamacare, I mean, like anything, it's good and it's bad. One thing you recognize about it is, you know, They don't keep you in a hospital unless it's a life or death situation with Obamacare. So employer health care is probably always the best way to go if you can. But in some situations, the Obamacare is cheaper than the employee health care. But what it balances out to real quick is to the fact that with your employee health care is more respected usually. So you're gonna get preference. In an emergency room, you get more preferential treatment. So I'll just leave it at that. But you hear people crashing out about it and all this type of stuff. And I know people that's disabled and veterans, they will continue to be on it. Old people will continue to be on it. And then we talk about other things that are issues that nobody talking about, is that Social Security is not going to be here. They took something out your check, and I'm not here to speak on this, that won't even be there down the term. And these people print money. So something that you paid into, when you get older, it's not going to be there. So what's best to do is, right now, get with a financial advisor and start saving up for that. A lot of people, what they do to supplement, having money, when they get old, they buy a house. And then, when they no longer can live in that house no more, what do? They sell the house so they can go into a retirement home. Or they pass it down to their kid, but usually they do something like that. So I would say get with a financial planner. You know what I'm saying? Interview a few of them and see what you got to do. So if you get to that age, you'll be good, especially for the brothers that don't plan on having a family. Y'all don't plan on having families or having kids. That's the best thing to do. So you'll have, you're going to have money, but inflation eat through it. I would say, I'm about to get into this, silver medallion, bullion silvers, bullion golds, things that appreciate and don't depreciate. I'm gonna start to go get into metals and all that type of stuff, man. And because at some point cash is gonna be irrelevant, but that's another story for another day. But how you feel about it. A lot of people abuse the system. They was passing down Section 8 like it was an heirloom. They was passing down Section 8 like that. And at the end of the day, I think it's gonna be part of the destruction of the single motherhood. Single motherhood don't pass nothing down. Whether they was married and they took their husbands, pension, they took properties from their husbands and all that type of stuff. And then you be like, and then all they do is run through the money in the first few years, and the kids don't have a house to pass down to. A lot of these women was getting millions in child support. The kids don't have tuition. They don't have nothing to show for it. So that's the thing about it too. A lot of these women who chose, who just in general, who chose to be single mothers, and they knew it, and a lot of them knew it, right? They chose to be single mothers, chose to use the system. They don't pass nothing down. They don't pass absolutely nothing down. So I think stopping single motherhood by turning this handout out is going to force women and force families to have to be together. For years, they put, you see these women who always traveling, but then always begging niggas, always at the club, buying drinks at brunch. And you be like, damn, where they getting all this money from? A lot of them rent be for nothing. A lot of them, be sleeping with dudes to pay their rent. You see them, I got my beauty shop, I bought my bundle shop, or this, that, and the third. Y'all don't even know. That's why, they go get with their fathers, get them their shops, or they finance their shops, or they find a sucker, or they find a drug dealer to finance their shops and shit like that. They got so many grants and funding for women, bro. It's no different than the education system. The education system is designed to fail young men, especially young black men. It's designed to do so. So a lot of these women, they say they independent, they can't even write songs without men, can't produce songs without men, but they using a man, whether it's daddy government or the other guy. And they, a lot of guys looking like, damn, she doing the yacht. She in Miami every week. They going to Dubai and all this shit. And the bitch rent $8. And she don't plan on getting off. So unfortunately, too many people abuse the system. But if you look at welfare, 40% of Caucasian people are on welfare. I believe 26% of Hispanic people are on welfare, and only 23% of black people are on welfare. So there's a lot of lies to be told in the game about who's benefiting or it's reparations for black. Like, it's almost double damn near the percentage of black people on welfare compared to white people. And I see so many people abusing it, not just in the ghetto, this ghetto stigma that black people sell their food stamps. Look what Brett Favre did, allegedly. Then you look at, I used to work in Dearborn. A lot of them Arabs in Dearborn, they had WIC, bridge cards, food stamp cash assistance. And they was getting out of Range Rovers, getting out of, luxury cars. They had jewelry on. So they allowed them to come to this country. They get them licensed. They get them. And this is the problem people had with the Democrats. This is what y'all don't know. They give them all this. They give them this money, and they give them all these immigrants, these free handouts. And then they say, well, black people had their handouts for too long. Hey, we don't even benefit. I think Hispanics and white people benefited more than we did. But they always making us the face of criminality. They always making us the face of negativity. But the statistics don't lie. But I just feel like people that need it, disabled, I believe all veterans that need it should get it. I feel like disabled should get it. I think people with disabled kids should get it. But people need to get on your feet. Nah, fuck that. I don't feel bad for you. You made a bunch of bad life decisions. Especially most women do it. Now somebody comments, I know a whole bunch of guys in the South that got food stamps, and they ain't like that in the North. You know what I'm saying? Cut them shits off. Go be a man. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. Go be a fucking man. Go be a woman. Go find a husband. Y'all don't need no nigga. Turn them Section 8 off for them women that don't really need it. Turn them food stamps off. They'll stop having kids out of wedlock. They'll go find a husband, and they'll go be a wife again. Don't get them a way out. So I'm glad they turning that shit off, because they misusing it, and that's your tax dollars going to pay for them. Fuck that. Turn that off. And look what's going to happen with the Arab community and Hispanic community and all them shits. Mark my words. It's going to be more of them affected than us. And I love to see it. Hit the link in the description. Join the current news playlist. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole 9. Peace.